What is peak value? 12 months ago, 18 months ago, peak value could have been anything. Prices were $100,000 apart sometimes from where we thought, and that's where the market went. So what is 20% off that? That is very much about reading the market to see where it goes. If this is the case, and that's all my home's worth today, should I sell it or should I hold it? That's the key thing. This depends on circumstances a lot. If you're buying and selling in the same market, then effectively it doesn't make any difference. The properties move up and down together. If you're trading up, it's actually better to sell now, because if you lose 20% on a $500,000 house, the house may only be worth $400,000 now. But if you're trading up to an $800,000 house, that also would have had that same 20% taken off it. So you're effectively saving $160,000, which is a $60,000 win by trading up. If you have other options for your money, now knowing that prices are unlikely to shift over the next couple of years, now is a good time to invest that money elsewhere. The other thing is time. If you need to sell in the next 2 years, then you might as well sell now. If you look at it, the graph of the sliding market, if prices do continue to drop, then you need at some stage to choose to meet the market, take the money out and move on. That looks like it should be done sooner rather than later. Last thing is, if you don't need to sell, then maybe consider not selling. This is just a cycle. Over the last 40, 50 years, every 8 to 10 years the market does drop as part of a cycle. This is a cycle we're going through, which unfortunately, because this is a global crisis at the moment, the cycle is worse. But if you don't need to sell, then possibly consider changing your options there. If I do choose to sell in today's market, then what is the option going forward to make the most of the opportunity I have? What we know about selling properties is that the key thing is today is marketing. And marketing, raising the profile of a property, getting the exposure out there so that buyers, either hot buyers who are looking in the market immediately, or buyers who are what we call quiet buyers, still see your property, and it triggers some response for them to get going. The difference in today's marketing is that your profile needs to be high, and little extras like professional photography, exposure on internet websites, things that weren't so important are now really important. There is a cost to this, but the cost versus the return always wins out. You would have heard your agent over the last 9 to 12 months talk to you about tender and auction as marketing methods. The tender and auction methods are principally about setting a time frame, saying to the buyers, here is a level, here is a time at which you need to make a decision. You remove the price, which means that you're selling the product rather than the product based on its price. And hopefully, if the marketing throughout the time frame is high enough, you can get more than one buyer. And if you get more than one buyer, then you create competition, and the price will be the best price that you can pay in the marketplace. Some internal surveys that we've had relating to our work over the last 6 months in what has been the toughest market that we've been through shows this, that in some offices, our auction listings are only 20% of our stock, which means that 80% of our stock is made up of exclusive and what we would call normally promoted listings. In those corresponding months, the 20% of our listings that are auctions have made up 80% of our settled sales volume, which means that 80% of our stock, which is in exclusive campaigns, only makes up 20% of our settled sales volume. So time has shown us that it's hard to ignore the facts, whether or not we like the process. Next most important thing in this market is, which company do I choose? And the role of a real estate company these days is principally A, the marketing, and secondly, the negotiation. When it comes to marketing, we would like to think that we've got the widest marketing reach available to any vendor out there. Profile both locally, regionally and nationally, and particularly when it comes to internet traffic volume, is larger than any other company can offer you. An interesting survey over the last 6 months is that 70% of our buyers have quoted the internet as being a main source of inquiry before they start looking. Now, anyone can put you on the internet, but what is the power of the sites and how much traffic visibility do they give you? So as far as marketing goes, we would like to think we can offer more than anyone else. The second part is negotiation. And negotiation is a skill thing, but it's also running, if you're negotiating as part of a process, it's running that process with the right skill of the salespeople, the right support and people in place to make sure that we get a result. The third thing that I'd like to add in here is the teamwork. Over the last 6 months, or 9 months, as the market's got tougher and tougher and tougher, our team of salespeople have performed beyond the results of any other company. We can see this because we've grown in market share through this time, and we've achieved results up on over 50% in some areas as we've gone through. I put this largely down to the team of people that we've got. For the last 15 months, we've embarked on a regime of fortnightly training, which every agent has been to, and in the off weeks, most offices are having meetings to see how they can discuss tradables and extra things in the marketplace that we never needed in the past to make sure that we can achieve a result for you. Their level of skill has grown, and nowadays we operate quite differently to how we did 12 months ago. As a wee closing note, I'd just like to let you know that we're taking the responsibility of selling your home very, very seriously. As a team, and particularly as a company and behind that team, we'd like to think that we're doing everything we can to try and secure a result. It is a very tough time in the market, and so we need to take the selling of your home more seriously than ever. But please talk to your salesperson or their manager about where you go from here. February and March are traditionally very large months in the marketplace, and so it may be an opportunity that we don't want to let go. So let's devise a plan to try and get you a result as soon as we can. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for entrusting us with the sale of your property. I'd very much like to, on behalf of the whole Harcourts team, wish you a very Merry Christmas and a safe and enjoyable New Year. Thank you very much.